And so many in the black community, if I'm being honest with you, because I want to be, believe that you are being used as a pawn by the right and that you're a charlatan of sorts.
He's not a Republican.
So how do you...
He's never voted.
Yeah moment surfek debate nahi tha. Yeah clash tha do ideologies ka. Jab Coleman Hughes the view par aya. To discussion colorblind America par honi thai. Lekin atmosphere peel high tense tha. Panel mine Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar or Sunny Hostin by thai. Or Unkatone Shurus a defensive tha. Conversation intellectual lag rahi thai. Lekin undercurrent clear tha. Disagreement surf ideas par nahi. Intention par pi hone walla tha.
First question that I should ask you to do is explain to folks what you mean by this. Arguments for a colorblind America. What do you mean when you say that?
So a lot of people equate colorblindness to I don't see race or to pretending not to see race. I think that's a big mistake. We all see race, right? And we're all capable of being racially biased, so we should all be self-aware to that possibility. My argument is not for that. My argument is that we should try our very best to treat people without regard to race, both in our personal lives and our public policy.
Of course.
And the reason I wrote this book, thank you. The reason I wrote this book is because in the past 10 years, it has become very popular to, in the name of anti-racism, teach a kind of philosophy to our children and in general that says your race is everything, right? And I think that is the wrong way to fight racism, and that's why I wrote this book at this time.
I'm sorry, baby. Can I just point out that there is a reason for that? You know, when I went to school, getting any information about anyone's race was not taught. No history, there was no black history, none of those things were taught.
Coleman ne calmly explain kia ka colorblind ka matlab race ko ignore kana nahi hota. Usni kaha hum sab race dekt hain or bias ka capable hain. Lekin gol ye hona chehi ku hum logon ko treat carine without regard to race. Personal life mine p or public policy mine p. Uska argument simple tha. Aga hum hashis ko race ka lensa dek henge. To division katam nahi hoga, or shayad or deepen hojiega.
There has been such a pointing of very specific racial things, like women couldn't get into colleges. If you were a black person, there are a lot of colleges wouldn't accept you. Trying to equal the playing field. I think that's what a lot of folks have been trying to do. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I think that's your experience, and that's valid. You know, as a counterpoint, when I was in 5th grade, we all watched Roots together in public school.
Yeah.
So these are different experiences. I think it's also different generations. It's different parts of the country, right? We have very different cultures all living together in one country. So I'm not going to deny that. But I view this notion of a colorblind society similar to the idea of a peaceful society, which is to say it's an ideal, it's a North Star. And the point is not that we're ever going to get there. We're not going to touch it. But we have to know when we're going forward and when we're going backwards. And we're going backwards when we're doing woke kindergarten in San Francisco. You know, with you didn't hear about the story?
No, but wait, I just want to get to part of the book. Actually, you believe that public policies that address socioeconomic differences would be better at benefiting disadvantaged groups, and that race-based policies often hurt the very people they're trying to help. What are some examples of policies that would be better at reducing racial disparities?
So my overall argument is that class, socioeconomics, is a better proxy for disadvantage. We all want to help the disadvantaged, and the question is, how do we identify them, right? The default right now in a lot of areas of policy is to use, Black and Hispanic identity.
Panel ne turant counter kia, historical injustices, segregation, unequal access to education. Whoopi ne apni schooling ka example dia jahan black history teach hai nahi hoti thai. Coleman ne deny nahi kia ku inequality exist kati hai. Usni surf ye kaha ka separate labels j's black history kabi unity ku bajai separation ko reinforce ka deet hain. Uska stance ye tha kasab kuch American history ku umbrella mine aina chehi.
You should get a better picture of who needs help by looking at socioeconomics and income. That picks out people in a more accurate way.
Not my question, but when you say that socioeconomics picks out people in a better way than race, when you do look at the socioeconomics, you see the huge disparity between white households and black households. You see the huge disparity between white households and Hispanic households. So your argument, and I've read your book twice because I wanted to give it a chance, your argument that race has no place in that equation is really fundamentally flawed, in my opinion.
Well, there's two separate questions. One is whether each racial group is socioeconomically the same. I agree with you, they're not.
Yeah, they're not, and the stats show that.
Yeah, of course, I agree with that fully. The question is, how do you address that in a way that actually targets poverty the best?
Debate for policy tak pohanch gei. Coleman ne kaha ku agar objective disadvantaged logon ki help kana hai. To race ku bajai socioeconomic status ko target karo. Poverty ko address karo. Kyun ku ha black person poor nahi or ha white person rich nahi. Agar class ko focus banaya j. To wo naturally UN communities ko p uplift kariga jo disproportionately struggle ka rahi hain.
What Martin Luther King wrote in his book, Why We Can't Wait, is he called it, we need a Bill of Rights for the Disadvantaged. And he said, yes, we should address racial inequality. Yes, we should address the legacy of slavery. But the way to do that is on the basis of class. And that will disproportionately target blacks and Hispanics because they're disproportionately poor, but it will be doing so in a way that also helps the white poor, in a way that addresses poverty as the thing to be addressed.
That part is true, but as you are a student of Dr. King, I'm not only a student of Dr. King, I know his daughter, Bernice, right? So I'm going to get to my question.
Go ahead, go right ahead.
I think the premise is fundamentally flawed. You claim that colorblindness was the goal.
No, Sunny host in NE is argument KO fundamentally flawed kaha. Unhoned statistics KA hawala dia. White or black households ku income gap KA. Coleman NE agree kia ku disparity real high. Lekin uska sawal alag THA. Best tool kia high. Agar goal poverty reduce kana high. To direct poverty KO target kana zyada precise approach high YA race KO. Ek methodological disagreement THA. Moral denial nahi.
Based upon Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech, content of character versus the color of skin. Bernice, Dr. King's daughter, points out that 4 years after giving that speech, actually, Dr. King also said this: a society that has done something special against the Negro for hundreds of years must now do something special for Negroes. He also said in 1968, it was about less than a week before he was assassinated, this country never stops to realize that they owe a people kept in slavery for 244 years. So rather than class, he did write about that earlier on. Right before his death, he made the argument for racial equality and racial reparations. And so your argument for colorblindness, I think, is something that the right has co-opted. And so many in the black community, if I'm being honest with you, because I want to be, believe that you are being used as a pawn by the right and that you're a charlatan of sorts.
He's not a Republican.
For conversation Martin Luther King Jr. Tak Charlie Gay. Sunny Ne MLK ka later quotes Ka reference dia. Reparations or race-specific remedies ki Bart ki. Coleman Ne Why We Can't Wait Ka mention Cart Hugh argue Kia Ku King Ne Bill of Rights for the Disadvantaged propose Kia THA. Joe class-based framework THA. Yarn debate historical interpretation pa shift ho gay.
That you are being used as a pawn by the right and that you're a charlatan of sorts.
He's not a Republican.
So how do you...
He's never voted for a Republican.
You've said that you're a conservative. No, you did. You actually said that in the podcast that you did 2 weeks ago.
I said I was a conservative.
Yes.
Tension peak par tab a jab Sunny Ne kaha ka black community ka kuch log samajdi hain ka Coleman porn ban raha high right wing Ka. Or charlatan tak kedia. Studio mine awkward silence AA Gaia. Yeah personal ho chika THA. Coleman Ne calm rate Hugh is ad hominem tactic kaha or insist kia ku ideas par bart honi chehi. Personality par nahi.
But my question to you is, how do you respond to those critics?
Okay, let's give it a
First thing I think it's very important. The quote that you just pointed out about doing something special for the Negro. That's from the book Why We Can't Wait that I just mentioned.
Yes.
A couple paragraphs later, he lays out exactly what that something special was, and it was the Bill of Rights for the Disadvantaged, a broad class-based policy.
But he also says you must include race.
No, he didn't. He says it's
yes, he does.
Okay, well, everyone should go read the book Why We Can't Wait. Let's not get sidetracked by that.
Yeah.
I don't think I've been co-opted by anyone. I've only voted twice, both for Democrats. Although I'm an independent, I would vote for a Republican, probably a non-Trump Republican if they were compelling.
Apni independence clear cut Hugh Usni kaha kuwo independent voter high. CNN analyst high. Apna podcast chalata high. Kissy political camp Ka mouthpiece nahi. Uska core message consistent raha. Race KO identity Ka central axis banana long-term solution nahi. Agar hum character or values par focus carine. To polarization cam ho sakti high.
I don't think there's any evidence I've been co-opted by anyone, and I think that's an ad hominem tactic people use to not address really the important conversations we're having here. And I think it's better, and it would be better for everyone if we stuck to the topics rather than make it about me.
With no evidence. I want to give you the opportunity to respond to the criticism.
I appreciate it. There's no evidence that I've been co-opted by anyone. I have an independent podcast. I work for CNN as an analyst. I write for the Free Press. I'm independent in all of these endeavors, and no one is paying me to say what I'm saying. I'm saying it because I feel it.
Race relations ka broader trend par usni data Ka reference dia. Ku 2013 tak improvement ho rahi thai. For social media era mind perception dramatically shift hua. Uska claim THA ka viral videos or algorithms any isolated incidents KO amplify karkek nationwide crisis Ka impression create kia. Shay overall trajectory decline se improvement ki tariff thigh.
Here. So in the past decade, it feels like racial tensions have gotten worse. Do you see it that way, and what do you attribute it to?
Absolutely. I mean, if you look at all the data, it finds that race relations were getting better until about 2013. That year, you had majority of Black, Hispanic, and white Americans saying race relations were good, and then you just see it nosedive. And 2013, people like to blame, Republicans like to blame Obama. It wasn't his fault. Democrats like to blame Trump. It was actually just technology. We all got social media and smartphones, and we had videos being promoted in the algorithm that were unrepresentative, and it created this impression that racism was on the rise when in fact it had been on the decline for decades.
And it allowed that at all to foreign actors getting involved in technology?
Yes, Russia tries to meddle, absolutely, but I don't think we can blame foreign actors. This is a homegrown problem.
Okay. I have a question, because you write that the anti-racism movement, there are a couple of people, I don't even know who they are, maybe
Robin DiAngelo.
Robin DiAngelo,
Yeah.
Ibram Kendi, for instance.
Okay. Well, you say that is just another form of racism, and you even say it has a lot in common with white supremacy. How can you compare those two things? You talk
compare
about
them because-
anti-racism, you're comparing it to white supremacy.
Because they both view your race as an extremely significant part of who you are. So white supremacists, they obviously say, we all know what they say, okay? Neo-racists like Rob DiAngelo, they say that to be white is to be ignorant, for example. Well, this is a racial stereotype, and I want to call a spade and say this is not the style of anti-racism we have to be teaching our kids. We should be teaching them that your race is not a significant feature of who you are. Who you are is your character, your value, and your skin color doesn't say anything about that.
End mine jab usni kaha ku your race is not a significant feature of who you are. Your character is. Audience ne clap kia. Panel visibly uncomfortable thigh. Lekin applause clear signal tha ku argument resonate ka raha tha. Yeah surfek TV debate nahi thigh. Yeah larger cultural conversation ka snapshot tha. Question ABP wahi high. Unity ka rasta race se guzata high. Ya class or character se?